Flying taxis. It sounds crazy, right? Like a science fiction. But guys, billions of dollars are being invested into for making it a reality. But the problem is that many investors hear exciting headlines without understanding the industry behind them. So before analyzing any company into that industry, we first need to understand the entire industry itself. Because great companies can fail in weak industries, and average companies can sometimes succeed in powerful industrial trends. So, in this video, we will break down what eVTOLs are, why companies are racing to build them, the biggest challenge they face, and a simple framework for evaluating the entire industry. Let's find out. So, what exactly is an eVTOL? eVTOL stands for Electric Vertical Takeoff and Landing. In simple words, think of it as a mix between a helicopter and an electric aircraft. Unlike traditional airplanes, these aircraft can take off and land vertically, which means they don't need long runways. So imagine traveling from one side of a city to another in just minutes instead of sitting in the traffic for hours. But whenever a new technology appears, investors often make the same mistake. They focus on the technology and the hype created, but investing isn't just about technology. It's about whether technology can become a sustainable business or not. And that's where the real story begins. But here there is one big problem. Building an aircraft is one thing, but building an entire industry is something completely different. So let's understand why this industry even exists. Every major city faces a similar challenge: congestion, people lose time, businesses lose productivity, and transportation network become increasingly crowded. The eVTOL industry is attempting to solve that problem. See, the idea is not to replace airplanes or replace cars. The idea is to create a new layer of transportation between the two. I remember when ride sharing apps were first introduced, many people thought they were unnecessary, but today they are part of our daily life. See, whenever new technology comes in, it often seems unrealistic before they become normal. But that doesn't mean success is guaranteed. And that's where investors need to think carefully. But friends, real game starts from here because technology is not the biggest challenge. It's trust. Now, let us see three biggest risks. So, whenever investors study eVTOL companies, three major risks deserve attention. Risk number one, certifications. So, aircraft cannot simply be built and launched. They must go through regulatory approval process. After all, safety is the topmost priority. Risk number two, adoption. Even if the technology works perfectly, will people actually use it? History shows that consumers often take time to adapt new transportation methods. Third risk is unit economics. This is the one many investors ignore. A great technology can still fail if the business model doesn't work. See, I have seen investors becoming fascinated by innovation while completely ignoring profitability. Businesses survive because economics work, not because technology is exciting. That's an important distinction. And this is the point where maximum people fail. They focus on the aircraft, but the industry is much bigger than the aircraft. Now let's look into eVTOL ecosystem. Think about the smartphone industry. Success wasn't created by hardware alone. Software mattered, apps mattered, distribution mattered. That same principle applies here. An eVTOL ecosystem requires multiple pieces: aircraft manufacturers, charging infrastructure, vertiports, software platforms, customer networks, and operational services. This is why investors should avoid looking at only one company. The future winner may not necessarily be the company building the aircraft. It could be the company operating the network, or the company controlling customer demand, or the company connecting everything together. Understanding the ecosystem is often more important than predicting a single winner. So now the question is, after understanding the opportunity and the risk, what is the right way to analyze this industry? I will call it as an IME framework. See, while studying an emerging industry, I will ask four simple questions to myself. Can the technology work? Can regulators approve it? Can customers adopt it? And can the business model make economic sense? So, guys, did you notice something interesting? None of these questions involve stock prices because long term investing is not about predicting tomorrow. It's about understanding what needs to happen over the next decade. The companies that answer these four questions successfully may become important players in future transportation. But today, the story is still being written. So, what are the three takeaways? First, eVTOLs represent a potentially transportation technology. Second, success depends far more than building an aircraft. And third, adoption, regulation, and economics may matter just as much as innovation. Here's something worth thinking about. The future often arrives slower than the people expect, but once it arrives, it changes faster than people's imagination. In the next video, we will apply these framework to some of the biggest names in the space, including Archer Aviation, Joby Aviation, and other key players to see who may have the strongest position in the emerging eVTOLs ecosystem. So comment below, do you believe flying taxis will become mainstream within the next decade? Share your thoughts and see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.